Hey everyone, welcome to Brave Souls. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all having an amazing weekend. So my guest for tonight, her name is Solange Signoret. She is 15 years old and ambassador of BBB, which is a nonprofit organization that prevents childhood bullying, cyberbullying, pretty much any kind of bullying. Go give them a follow. I can't wait for Solange to come on tonight and share her adoption story with all of us. So whenever Solange comes on, she'll request to join in and we'll get started shortly. Welcome, Sylvia. Hi, Yel. Hi, Korean Adopted. Welcome. Hey, Nikki. Hello. We're just waiting for Solange. How's everyone's weekend going? Okay, Solange is here. And as soon as she requests, we'll get started. Okay, request is coming in. We're going any second.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming on.
Of course.
So, I was just introducing you to everyone. Hi, Princess Warrior. Hi, Pamela.
Hi,
welcome.
everyone.
Adopt Talk. Hello. Lit Kid. It's me. So I'm just gonna wait like another 30 seconds. Wait for more people to join on, and we'll get started. Okay.
That works.
Perfect. Sorry, how's everything going with you?
Everything with me is wonderful. I mean, I've been trying to stay busy,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, everything here has been great. What about you?
Good. It's going all right.
Yeah, everything's good. Family's good.
We're all good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
So I was just saying that you were my youngest guest so far.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And this is actually our second live.
Yes,
everyone.
I was actually a guest on with Buddha Bowling with Solange in November for National Adoption Awareness Month. And I was really shared a lot of my story, and now tonight she's here to share hers.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi, hey Jim. So username is funny.
So it's late where you live, right? Where do you live?
It's 7 p.m. Philadelphia.
Oh,
yeah.
Out here in Palm Springs, it's 4, so.
I know, yeah.
Sunny and everything out here is hot.
Yeah, I know. It actually it's getting warmer.
That's good.
Yeah, I think
we're
next week
desert
is going to be in the
rats.
60s.
Yeah, so. We don't do cold. We don't do the cold.
I'm used to the cold, and I still don't do cold.
Oh, no, yeah, we don't. We're desert rats for sure. For sure.
Okay, so I guess we could get started. So for whoever joins on late or is not able to join, I will always share the video right after so they can go onto my page anytime and watch it.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Solange, again, welcome. And
thank you.
I am giving you the floor, so start with your story from the beginning and we'll go from there.
Alrighty, hi everybody. Okay. I know as you introduced, my name is Solange Signoret. I am 15 years old and I am a sophomore out here. I was adopted. I was born back in 2005, so it's been a little while. But I was I want to say like my forever home. They came to the hospital and picked me up at 19 hours old because I wasn't born in a hospital. my biological mother or oven or however you want to say it. I call it an oven because I feel like if you need the title mom, then you need to, I don't know, I want to say like work for it, or you have to, you deserve it. Like a mom isn't somebody who just
That's
has
an
a kid.
interesting way of looking at it.
You know what I mean? Like a mom is somebody who takes care of the kids and is there for you and has your back. And my, I want to say biological oven never had that figure in my life because I was born not in the hospital. I was then transferred to the hospital and then left there, and she left. I stayed at the hospital. And my mom at the time had a association called For the Children, where she came and she got the call that, because my mom fostered a lot of kids, probably way too many that anybody's fingers can count. So I was picked up at 19 hours old and brought home, and I've been here ever since. My mom has 9 kids, 7 of us are adopted. So growing up here, not all the kids here when I got here were adopted. My brother was still fostered. He wasn't fully adopted. You know, he was going back and forth with his family, and it was a lot of difficulties. I mean, you know, everybody's story was different. I was born, once I was born, my biological oven left me at the hospital. So from there, I've been raised from the family I have now, which I'm so blessed because a lot of my siblings, or some of my siblings, had to grow up half or some a part of their life in their home, and they remember a lot of things, and you know, sometimes, you know, it brings flashbacks or stuff. But with me, since I was so little, I don't have any memories. I don't remember any of that, and a part of it to me is good because my whole life is based on the family I have now, which I'm so grateful for. We have a really big family, really big family. There's 9 of us, and somehow our family, I don't know, I feel like all of us connect differently. And sometimes when people ask us how, like I've been asked, how is it having siblings that you aren't blood related, but you're related? You know what I mean? But to me, it doesn't matter. Because regardless, we're all family. Family's family. You know what I mean? So then I was brought here, and there was actually an incident because when I was born, being the circumstances that I wasn't born at a hospital, I was transferred by the ambulance, I believe is what my mother told me. And there was, I guess, I remember stating in our last life, but there was no proof of my birth. Like there was no proof of me. So I was kind of like, I don't know, I want to say like non-existent for a little while. And my mom had to go and track down the EMT and the guy who was working that day and make him, you know, sign a paper like, yes, I did see her. Like I transferred her to the hospital. Like she's a real person. You know what I mean?
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, she got his signature, and I was later than adopted. So I was a foster kid, obviously. And then I lived in this house with a few foster kids. All of us are adopted now. You know what I mean? So, but it's crazy when you think about it because there's so many kids who are in the foster care system. And you know what I mean? Like there's a million fish in the sea. And like we individually got picked to be in this family. You know what I mean? Like there's foster kids who come in and out and who my mom would care for and, you know, help them find a home and stuff. But like we got to stay. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's so crazy to think about that because if my parents didn't keep me here, then like where would I be right now? You know what I mean? Like would I even be alive? Would I be living on the streets? Like would I have a home?
There's always those what if questions.
Yeah, it's so crazy because sometimes when you think back and reminisce, like I'm 15 now, so I think about it a lot. Not a lot, but I, you know, like I remember a lot about it.
Sure.
And it's crazy because I know people who never got their forever home, you know what I mean? Or who are haven't had that figure yet, but I've also gotten the opportunity to see so many kids get a forever home, and so many kids get the opportunity that I've gotten, because not everybody gets that opportunity. And sometimes you just have to think like, I'm so lucky and blessed that I am where I am right now, because like without the parents and the family I have, I wouldn't be here today. I don't even know if I would be here today. You know what I mean? Like
I hear you, absolutely.
Like literally.
I do the same thing with me all the time. I do those what ifs, like what if I ended up never getting adopted? What if I just grew
Right.
up in the orphanage?
And it's
Or
so crazy because it's those what if questions that really have you on edge, that really get you
yes,
thinking. You know what I mean? And it's
they
like, well, what
control
if
you sometimes,
it
though.
does? Because it's like, well, what if this happened? And what if this? And like, what if? And sometimes I want to say it's best to not think about the what ifs and just live in the presence and, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Feel grateful and take in everything we have right now. But I mean, it's so crazy because I feel like it's so difficult to not think about the what if questions. You know what I
You know,
mean?
it's funny you mentioned the grateful part, and that's something that a lot of adoptees use that word grateful. By the
Mm-hmm.
way, Diana's sending a bunch of love to us.
Hi,
Hi,
Diana.
Diana. You both are so brave and inspiring. Who's cutting onions? She's so cute. But yeah, grateful is a word that comes up in the adoptee community a lot. And, you know, yes, so me personally, I am very grateful for being here
Mm-hmm.
and being with the family I was adopted into. But grateful could also be a very harsh word from an outsider.
Right.
So like when, you know, people in the streets are like, you know, if other people in your life would say like, oh my gosh, you should be so grateful. It's like, yes, I am. But it's like almost like take it away from like all the other negative feelings you
And
have about
sometimes
it.
it's so difficult for some people to express how
Right.
grateful they are because I mean, at the same time, you never know, like especially with Buddha bullying. I know in our assemblies when we do, you never ever know what somebody else is going through. So
Absolutely.
it's so difficult that you like
Mhm.
sometimes you have to be careful and think about what you're going to say before you say it because
Exactly.
you don't know how somebody else will take it. You know what I mean? Like I know so many people who have asked me questions about me being adopted and like struggles I faced with
Yeah.
having that title and they're like, I hope you don't take this offensively, but you know what I mean? And sometimes it's difficult because I feel like not everybody understands
Mhm.
unless you are put in that position.
Exactly. And that is the whole part of this platform of mine is to bring awareness
Mm-hmm.
to not just in the adoptee community that we're allowed to feel how we feel and what we feel is
Right.
valid, but for anybody outside the adoption community to know that, you know, there's just some things like do's and don'ts with it. Like, you
Right.
know, people say, you know, who are your real parents, or they're not your real parents. It's like, whoa, like they are my real parents because they've been here my whole life. But
Right.
so I try to
Exactly.
say use the replace real with biological or
Exactly.
birth.
That's why you have to be very careful, I think,
Right.
sometimes with the choice of words you use. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that is the exact reason why I use biological oven because the woman who gave birth to me will never, in my eyes, play a role as a mother for me because my mother, as of right now, is already my mother and will forever be my mother, regardless of whatever happens or what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mother. You know what I mean? The mother who's raised me and watched me take my first steps.
Right.
And you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, I was so little that I don't know why she did what she did. I don't know what happened. I don't know what circumstances she was under. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know because I wasn't there. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's I don't blame her for anything. I just wish that because I don't know. I just wish that maybe the choices would have been a little bit different. But at the same time, you don't know what she was going through or what he was going through or just
Exactly.
any circumstances anybody's been through because all of my siblings, we were all drug babies. All of our biological ovens, they did drugs or smoked and stuff when we were inside of them. You know what I mean? So we were all drug babies, so that makes it a little different.
Look how amazing you turned out.
Right. And I would not be where I am
You were like
today.
a vibrant, beautiful soul.
Thank you. I wouldn't be here today without my family and you know what I
Yes.
mean? And sometimes you have to just remember to check in on your loved ones and you know thank them
Yes.
because I feel like sometimes accidentally it goes unnoticed, but I'm so extremely grateful for my family and my close family, my not so close family, just like everybody because everybody in my life has like put a puzzle piece to make me who I am today. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's so special to me. And I'm so lucky to get that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
so,
amazing.
so grateful.
Solange,
So
did you say
grateful.
how old you were when you got adopted?
Actually,
Officially?
I don't know. I know I was young. I
Okay.
have pictures. I don't know how old I was. I don't know. I know I was young. But I
So it'd
think
be like
my
I guess like under 10.
Oh, under 5, I think. But I
Okay.
think the
Okay.
process took a little, took a little toll. And I know my mom's on here. I was 2
Oh, she's here.
because,
Oh, that's your mom.
um,
Hi, Mom.
yeah, that's my mama. Because I know that the process maybe might have took a little longer because of the whole, there was no proof of my birth and all this, yada yada, having to, my mom had to chase somebody down, I think, so it was just a lot that had to tie into it. But again, if my mom didn't chase anybody down, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know what I mean? And it's the sacrifices not only she made for me, but she's made for everybody in my family, all of my siblings and all of my
Your
siblings.
mom's an incredible woman, by the way. I want
She's
you to know
so
that, Sylvia. You are
incredible.
incredible for what you do.
She's made sacrifice for everybody. And what's crazy is I have such a different story than a lot of my other siblings. Like, I know my little sister, she grew up with, not fully grew up because she's 13 now. She lives here. She lives with us. She's a part of our family. But she was around that environment of ever since she was little. And I feel like it was very difficult for her because when she came to us, she did therapy for 2 years to just help her, because a lot of the things that she went through, she remembered. And it was really, really difficult for her to go through, the abuse and just like the verbal abuse, just like everything. And like,
it's a lot of trauma for
and just like the environment she was in, you know what I mean? It was so crazy. And what sucks to me is that she remembers some of that. You know what I mean? Like she remembers some of when she was little and some of the things she went through and the environment she lived in, and you know what I mean? And it's so crazy because the environment she lived in back then is completely different than the environment she lives in now, than the house she lives in with me. You know what I mean? But it's so crazy because when you really think about it, all of my siblings, we all came from different places. And you know what I mean? Over the times, we've just became like one whole family who just accepts each other. And you know what I mean? And I'm so happy that I get to call my siblings, and that my parents stuck them around and that they didn't leave. You know what I mean? But it's so crazy when you actually think about it, that we stayed even though there were so many other kids who came through this house. My mom fostered so many kids even when I was still here. I remember my mom. Oh my God, it's crazy the amount of kids she's fostered and, the work she's done. And for her years of doing that, like, I got to stay, my other siblings got to stay. Like, it could have been anybody else, but it was us. You know what I mean? So I really think the word grateful is what you can use for that. I'm so blessed. Yes. Definitely blessed.
And you should be, absolutely. So I wanted to ask you, so have you ever experienced like childhood bullying because of your adoption?
Well, I did experience general bullying because ever since I was younger, but it cut off right before I got to middle school. But I did experience some bullying because I had the title of being adopted, and what sucks is I was told, these are the words I was told, which it's crazy because it was all the way back in elementary school, like K through 5th, and I'm in 10th grade now. Like, no, I'm in 9th grade. No, I'm in 10th grade. I'm in 10th grade now. I'm in 10th grade now. Years passed to those days, and I still remember the words these kids told me. You know what I mean? They told me that I would never be loved, that I would never find a home who cared for me, that I was given up because, like I wasn't wanted, and all this stuff. And it really, right, and it really hurts because what's crazy is I don't feel that maybe they meant to hurt me as much as they did, but it's their choice of words that really affected me. You know what I mean? It obviously affected me back then, but when I think back on it, it's like their choice of words that were used is insane. You know what I mean? Because why in your right mind would you ever go to somebody and say, you will never be loved, or you will never have a family, or, you know what I mean? Like, that is so
it's
wrong.
not like, they just go around and say, ha ha, you're adopted. It's like, okay,
right.
They're just
it's like they just, I don't know.
But when they like specify specific, certain words that they put in, like really,
right.
hurtful. Like, so for me, I was actually bullied for,
Mm-hmm.
general bullying as well.
Yes.
But also with my adoption, right after I found out at 8, I was so confused. I didn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
And right after the kids were finding out, and this one girl said, the only reason your mother left you is because she didn't want you or she didn't love you. And I like was heartbroken from that because like I had in my head that like my adoptive mom wasn't my real mom.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I heard that my actual mom didn't want me, and it's like then it like led me to self-bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really know how much words really hurt. And I honestly, you would think at 32 I would have moved on and let that go. I still
Mm-hmm.
carry those words around with me. And I know
Of
I should
course,
let them go, but they
it
still impact
it's
my
because
life being adopted.
the words stick, and especially in my assemblies, like
Yes.
when I do Buddha bullying assemblies, I know you do those. I do those with Buddha bullying, and I've done so many assemblies in my 15 years to count, and it's crazy because I see some of the kids going through what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I see how these kids feel, which is how I felt. And I see how these kids really want help. And a lot of these kids don't feel understood. You know
Don't
what I
feel
mean?
heard or
They
seen.
don't. And it's so crazy because it's crazy because now it's I think I 100% know that times now are completely different from times back then,
Mm-hmm.
but kids are very brutal, and and words stick.
They
And
are.
even in my assemblies, I always say it, words stick way more. I've met so many people, even older than you, who remember the words they got told to them ever since they were little. And it's because you can punch somebody and get in a physical fight, and oh my god, I'm so sorry, let's move on. You remember it, but you don't
Right.
remember
It's
it.
like the saying, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can really
Exactly.
hurt. And it's so true.
Yeah, and then somebody will come and tell you a word that like hits deep and really
Mm-hmm.
sticks.
Yep.
And anytime you're feeling sad or down or
You go right to
like
that
hurt,
word.
those words and those thoughts just start popping
Mm-hmm.
into your mind like
They
flashbacks.
do.
And it's so difficult for some people to deal with because sometimes a lot of times those are really really difficult times that it took people a heck of a lot of time to get over.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I don't think that when the words are said, people expect the outcome to be the outcome or to expect what
Exactly.
happens or their words to cause what it does cause.
Right.
But it it's difficult because I know people who are still dealing with that or who sometimes get those flashbacks, and it hurts me
Yes.
because I mean I don't know how to explain, like it's so bad and so rude, and I know the kids
It's
are
just
little, kids don't
unnecessary.
understand what they're saying, and you know what I mean, they're just mad and they're saying whatever, but you know what I mean, like I definitely think that kids actions and choice of words and stuff start from home. You
Absolutely.
know what I
Nobody
mean?
just
Like
comes up with that on their own as a
their
child.
home environment has a very big, I want to say like they have a very big
Impact.
impact, that's the word, a
Yeah.
very big impact on
Mm-hmm.
these kids
Yeah.
because the kids represent their home. The kids represent their parents and the people who have raised them. Like
Mm-hmm.
us kids represent our parents and our family
Yeah.
and our home. You know what I mean? So when there's a kid walking out telling people either telling people to harm themselves or telling them that they should die or like, their choice of words, you're not going to say a kid just comes like up with that on their own. Like it has to
Exactly.
do with
It always
something
starts from home.
from the home, or you know what I mean, and it's that's what I say, it's crazy when you have to be very 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 careful with your choice of words because you never know what anybody's going through. You never know right now, even though we're talking right now, you never know what I could be going through.
Absolutely.
You know
Vice
what I
versa.
mean?
I mean, everyone's going through their own, they all have
Right.
our own demons inside that we're trying to fight off. And
Exactly. And we could be sitting here smiling and laughing and having a wonderful time talking to all of you people, but it doesn't mean that we're totally okay and that our lives are perfect.
Absolutely.
You know
I'm
what I
gonna be
mean?
very honest, and I'm not. I used to be like the kind of person where I would always hold everything in. I was the biggest
Mm-hmm.
actress with my emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and I still am because I'm just so used to it that I'm learning on, like taking down that little happy face sign. I'm
Yeah.
learning, but I'm gonna be very honest on here. Like I'm really still suffering through my adoption. I'm actually going through it worse now
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's just a lot of things are triggering me, and unresolved issues that I just kept like pushing in the back of my head. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm struggling with like, with my birth mother, my birth father, and it's just like with myself. And it's like I've gotten so far, and I know I'm gonna get on the other side, and I know that
Right.
I'm a fighter and I don't give up. But
100%.
I'm still trying to go through those like emotional wounds of like healing from it and letting go and forgiving them for what they've done. And it's just like it's tough. It's a
And
very tough thing.
you've got this, because I've barely gotten to know you a little bit from the past few times we've talked, but from me looking at you, you're such a strong individual, and you have
Thank
like
you.
this tough skin that like is 100 layers, and you don't let anybody's words, or at least from our point of view, affect you, and you just stay on cloud nine, and you push positivity. And what's crazy is you're going through it, and you've experienced some of it, and now you're handling it. But
Mm-hmm.
us younger kids, we are going to experience it if we haven't experienced it already, and we're taking this insight and these words and stuff and how you guys handle it, and we're going to take it and we're going to use it when we're older, and when we feel that needs to tie into place, when we're feeling down and reminiscing on the old times and saying, well, why did they do this to me, and why didn't they just stick around, and you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Instead of, we're using how you guys handle it, we're taking it too, and we're like, great, if she can do it, or if he can do it, then I can do it too, and I'm going to do it just the way they did, so I
Exactly.
get through it too. You know what I mean? And we really, like, I look at your page all the time. I follow your quotes and your posts, and you know what I mean? And sometimes when you post stuff, I'm like, dang, that really does apply. Like, that means so much. And even like, you never know, like, if you post a silly quote or something, you never know how it'll make somebody else feel. You know what I mean? And especially when I would go to lunch and stuff, and I see kids sitting alone,
Oh,
I'll I'll leave my friends for lunch. I'll see you the next 200 days of the year, but you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I'll come and sit with you one day of the week and just
Yeah.
have lunch with you and make you smile. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My biggest thing
Feel
is
like
to,
you're wanted, or you fit in, or you belong somewhere, and
right,
you're
just
not
to see
alone.
somebody smile, to
Yeah.
me, lights up my heart. Like, it
Oh,
makes my heart
same,
have a big,
same.
huge party. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's the one thing I want to accomplish in life is to do for others, and to make
Yes.
others happy, and to make others
And you're already
smile.
doing that.
Thank you. And just to like spread positivity. And I feel like, especially in these times now, we need each other to be on the
More than
same
ever.
boat together, because there is no way we will get through anything
No.
unless we're not on the same page and helping each other. We're all human. None of us are aliens. You know what I mean? Like, we're all human. We're all on this planet together.
Mm-hmm.
So why fight? Why argue? Yes, we have disagreements. Yes, not
Of
everybody
course. No one's going to
agrees on the
agree with
same
you
thing.
100% of the time.
Right, but we're all human. We're all people. And we need to come together and help each other. Like
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes I feel like that goes unnoticed, but even one day, if you're just walking outside going to grab the mail, and you see somebody in their pajamas, or you see somebody getting in their car, they did their hair today, you just say, "Hey, I like your hair," or "Those are really cute slippers."
One
Like, you know what
act
I
of
mean?
kindness goes a long way to
It
someone. So just
really
saying, yeah, like
does.
your hair looks beautiful, or I love that dress, or just anything, or just like opening the door for someone.
Mhm.
Something so small could literally make someone's day. Like Valentine's Day this year, like I love giving gifts to people.
Mhm.
Like, just that's who I am.
I
So I
love to
do
give
like
gifts and watch other
so I
people be
got these little
happy.
chocolate roses, and I gave one to each of my coworkers. And to me, it's like, okay, it's just like a cute little fun thing for that to
But
do
to
for someone.
them,
But he, like, one of the coworkers was like, oh my gosh, like this really touched my heart. Like, and I genuinely felt his, that feeling he had, and it was just like it made my day,
because
just
he
to know that
knows you're
I made
thinking
him
about him
his day.
and he
Yes.
means something to you.
Exactly. And that's really what all everyone wants, is just to be thought about, to be loved, to, feel like you belong somewhere and that you're not alone through anything. And,
Right, I agree. Just to know that you're loved. Everybody
yeah.
is loved. Even if we don't know all of you, we know
Mm-hmm.
all of you. And all of
Yeah.
you are loved
So
by
loved.
somebody. You're loved by us. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If you ever need anybody to talk to, you 100% can go to her account, and you know what I mean? And I know she will have your back. And if you ever feel like you need to come talk to somebody else, you guys can always talk to me. My DMs are always open. I still have
Always open
kids
up.
from my assemblies like a year or two ago who still contact me and are like, hey, I'm going through this right now. Can we talk? Or can I get some help? And this and this and this. And it's so crazy to me. And I feel so blessed because I'm like, dang, I did this assembly like a year ago and you're contacting me for help still. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it makes me feel so
people
happy that
remember your kindness.
right, they feel
and
that
they
they
know
can
you're
come and
there for
talk to
them.
you.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I talk a lot with, like, my adoptee family, or just anybody who wants to talk. But, I'm always on the phone. Like, if they'll send me a message and I'll say, okay, well, do you want to get, like, I know if they're struggling, do you want to get on a phone call? And we'll sit there for like an hour and just talk. And, that's the person I want to be for someone. And that's what I want to have on my platform, is to know, like, you're not alone. I'm here. I know what you're feeling. People feel, the adoptees feel like, we always felt alone in our thoughts. Like, oh, like, I'm the only one feeling this way, until, last year I realized there's a whole community behind me.
You're never alone.
Yeah, and I'm like, I met one, and then I met them all, and it's just incredible. They're all so special and beautiful and just amazing people, and we've connected so great since then.
And
like now,
like,
yeah, like we're always on the phone, we're always messaging each other, we're always just like there for each other, just to know like we're not alone in this.
And what's crazy to me is when I look back and I think, like I said, of how lucky I am to be where I am today, there's a lot of kids who don't get a home. There's a lot of kids who don't find a forever home and a forever family. You know what I mean? And it sucks because a lot of the teens in foster care, they age out. Yeah. You know what I mean? They age out never having a home and never having a family.
Orphanages sometimes.
And to me, I'm 15 now. You know what I mean? I have 3 more years till I'm 18. I turned 16 in July. And I'm so close to my family that I can't even imagine how I would feel not having that. You know what I mean? And not having that figure in my life. And you know what I mean? And it's crazy sometimes when I think of how fortunate I am, because I know that there's so many kids who don't have that. You know what I mean? And especially these teenagers who, not, and it's not always that teenagers are the first pick to everybody. Right. And that's just reality. Teenagers are not generally always the first pick.
Most people want babies.
Right, they want babies because they want to watch the babies get their first step, and they want to grow, and they want to watch you grow. You know what I mean? But the teens are already teenagers. You know what I mean? So their little kid years and their baby years are over with. You can't go back to that. Now they're just going to they're becoming an adult. And a lot of families would rather have the kids. I mean, there's so many people who do take teens. There's so many people, and I'm grateful that they take any kid in foster care. You know what I mean? And I know that when I'm older, I am 100% adopting kids. I'm going to have kids of my own, but I'm also adopting kids, and I know that because I feel so special and blessed that I was chosen, that I want other kids to feel the same way. You know what I mean? So I
plan on adopting as well.
I've told my mom forever that all of my family knows that I love kids. Like, I literally love kids. So everybody knows that I want kids when I'm older. Everybody does, right? But I definitely want to adopt some as well, because I want to return the love, and I want to make other children feel what I got to feel. You know what I mean? And I want to make them smile and make them feel the same way and help them the same way I received it. You know what I mean? Teenagers, all ages of kids. I think that, like I said, we have to be there for each other and help each other. And sometimes you make sacrifices. Sometimes it's for the best. You know what I mean? But you have to know what you're doing is right, and just to have confidence in yourself, and like you're doing right now, to know that you will get there, and that once you're there, it's going to be the best feeling ever, because then you look back and see everything that tried to bring you down and the obstacles you've had to face and how you just got through it. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy for you that you are taking the time to get through it. And I know with everything I have in my soul that you will, because that's the type of person you are. You won't let it get you down. Maybe you get sad about it once in a while, but you're going to keep going. You're not going to let it stop you. You know what I mean? And those are the challenges that will give you the strength to keep going. It's never going to be a walk in the park. Never.
No.
There's
But
always
I'm
going to be
pulling one layer
challenges.
off at a time, and
Right. There's always going to be challenges that are hard, that hurt, and are so difficult. But all the challenges that you face fills your bucket up just so you get to the tippity top where you can't add any more water because it will bump out. So I'm so happy for you, and I applaud you, and I know everybody else on here does too, for getting through it and proceeding to do it. And I hope that one day, if I face the challenges that you are facing right now, that I will 100% be coming to your page and DMing you, because I know that you are somebody who I can talk to if I ever have questions, you know what I mean?
And
or need anything.
I'm that now for you as well.
Right. Exactly. Which is, it's amazing because like you said, when you reached out and, you know, you call those people who you get to talk to, and you know what I mean? I know with our Buddha Bullying bracelets, I know Dimitri's on here, who is the founder of Buddha Bullying.
Hi, Dimitri.
We have our Buddha Bullying bracelets, who I have in my cabinet right over there. It says Buddha Bullying, and then it puts "You are not alone," because you're never alone. If you ever feel that I'm going through this alone, or I know nobody else is feeling what I'm feeling, there's somebody else. Always somebody else. Not everybody. Like, I'm a very open person. Okay? Not everybody is very open. A lot of people are shy. Not everybody is going to just tell their feelings to the whole world. You know what I mean? A lot of people keep it inside. My little sister, she's very shy. She definitely would not go spreading her feelings to everybody. That's not her. Okay. But me, I will, if I'm upset or I'm sad, everybody's gonna see it.
Well, that was me years ago.
Right.
I become brave just recently, and that's when I really started sharing my whole life and my stories and what I felt, and that's what I'm learning to do is to just continue to be brave and not hide it anymore. And that's
right,
when
because
I said
if you
I was a
hide
big
it,
actress.
Right, because if you hide it, nobody can help you.
And
that's what
so
a lot
much
of people
damage inside.
Right, and you have to let it out. Yes. Because this is how I think about it, okay? I have this bucket, right? This bucket. And it can only take so much before it's full and the water starts falling out. Yeah. Okay? Absolutely. You can't keep everything in. And it takes a lot of people time to understand that and time to learn that. But you just can't, because you need to talk to somebody, because then you can't get help. No, we can't help you. Exactly. If you don't help yourself. You know what I mean? Like, help me help you here. Right? You know what I mean? Like, we have to open up. Right. We have to open up sometimes, and sometimes it's really, really difficult. It is difficult. Once you open up and you get that help you need, then, you know what I mean? Then you look back and you're like, wow, that wasn't so hard. You know what I mean? In the beginning, it's hard.
Some people feel like they can't open up only because, you know, they're afraid, like maybe they've tried before and they're shut down as soon as they open up. Or, you know, or just maybe they just don't feel seen, or they don't feel heard. And a lot of people just bury it inside because they don't have that support around them.
And a lot of people, no matter how much you help them, can't. They can't. A lot of people can't. And that's what sucks. Because, you know, it's so difficult for them because they can't open up. Like I said, like me, I open up so quickly. And like I said, like, ask my family. Like, I know my mom's here. Like, if I'm upset, I'm going to walk out to the dinner table and everybody's going to see that I'm upset. Everybody's going to know I'm
down
upset.
Your forks. I have something to say.
Right. Everybody is going to know that I'm upset or I'm sad, or you're going to know it. You're just going to know it.
And that's a good thing. You got to like let your emotions out. Let people hear it, because people aren't going to know what's going on with you if you don't talk about it.
Exactly.
And they won't be able to help you if they don't know what's going on.
The only way, and like I say, the things we say and the things we're saying right now is 100% easier said than done. 100%.
Everything is.
Everything is easier done than said. So I know that we're just saying, like, you know, open up and it's not that hard and da-da-da-da-da, but you can't just randomly walk into a room one day and open up. No. It takes time. You know what I mean? And it takes patience, and, you know, not everybody.
Support system.
Right. My mom said we can sure tell when you're upset.
I know. I was reading that. The Princess Warrior said you're an incredibly mature young lady. You are.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, like I said, I wouldn't be here the help of my family. And, I've done a lot of community work since I was little. I am an activist for LGBT rights. I'm an activist for women's rights. I'm an activist for trans rights. I've been to the House of Representatives and lobbied for the Equality Act. You know what I mean? Like, I've done so much, and my passion is to help people. And I have so much that will back that up, because I've done and I will continue to do anything and everything in my power to help everybody else around me, because that's just, you know what I mean, like, we're given one life, one, so live it the best way you can, you know what I mean? So if I'm given this one life, right, if I'm given this one life, I'm gonna use this one life to help everybody else, because then those people, especially the generations that will come after us, will take that insight the way I take the insight from you, and I know so many other people do, and we will give it to the generation next, and that generation will give it to the generation next. And it, the only way we can keep it going and keep helping each other is by starting with you, by starting with me, by starting with us, and believing in ourselves that we can do it. You know what I mean?
And what we advocate for will help not only the generation that we're in now, but it'll help the next generations to come.
Right, and the million generations after that.
Right, we're going to be their role models and know, like, okay, I'm feeling this. You know what? I remember seeing this, or somebody recommended me to go look at their page, and wow, look, they went through a lot, but look at them now.
100%.
And it's just like, yeah.
It's so crazy. To me, life is so crazy because there's so many challenges, and the way I look at it is, you know what I mean, that you're given these obstacles to build up your strength. And you're given these obstacles to build up your confidence, because, like I said, life isn't easy. Everybody knows that. I'm 15 and I know life isn't easy. I've learned it from so many other people.
Tough.
Life is definitely not easy, and you know what I mean, you need to be able to sometimes you don't even have to ask people for help. Sometimes somebody can be like, hey, let me help you, and you have to learn to say yes, and not say okay, no, and close everybody off. You know what I mean?
Well, I used to be like, oh, I'm fine, no, I'm okay, kind of like everything's
fine. And I
fine.
feel like with
I don't
me,
need help.
Right, and like with me, when my friends are like, yeah, I'm totally fine, I'm like, no, you're not. You're totally not fine. And you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to open up once in a while. It's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill me. Just to help you once. I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes that needs to be like, everybody needs to remember that it's okay to open up and it's okay to get help, because sometimes that's just the little boost you need.
Amen.
I don't know. I feel so, like, I could go on talking about this for years, because I feel so strongly about it. I know you can too. Like, it's because I feel like there's so many things that tie into place. Like, you can open up one topic and there's a million things that tie into that, and then you open up another topic and there's 2 million things that tie into that, and the next thing you know, you're talking for 2 days straight. You know?
I know. It's so funny. Like, every time I have someone with me live, it's like we could just continue to talk and talk, and then I finally have to tell them. I look at time. I'm like, unfortunately, Instagram's going to cut us off, or I'd be sitting here for hours with you. But it's like there's so much we have to say. But you know what? That's what you just keep coming on, and you just keep sharing, like what you're doing with Buddha Bullying, which is amazing. I just want to talk a couple minutes about that, and what brought you to led you to Buddha Bullying, and what exactly do you, I know you're an ambassador, so what do you do for them?
Well, I am an ambassador as well as the volunteer coordinator for Buddha Bullying. We are an anti-bullying organization that helps a bunch of other people get through bullying and give them these tools to fill up their toolbox to help them, and hopefully them help others. I started Buddha Bullying back, oh my God, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. Correct me, Mom. I think it's 2 or 3 years ago. I'm 15. I want to say I was 11. Okay. I want to say I was 11. I don't know. Or 12. 11 or 12. And they had a something called Desert's Got Talent, which is like an America's Got Talent, but it's out here in the desert. And I had gone on and I sang I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. Because performing arts to me has been in my blood since before I was even thought of, born, consumed, like everything. So I sang that, and I was the youngest contestant I don't, the oldest contestant I want to say was in their 60s or 70s. But I was the youngest contestant and I competed with my sister. Which maybe wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
I competed with my sister. Um, I did win. I won, and ever since then, that day, Dimitri had talked to me, and he was like, "Hey, well, have you ever experienced bullying? And like, is there anything that you can like, bring to the table, or if there's anything that we should know about you?" So I sat there and I was like, yeah, like I went through this, and all this. And you know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to do it. And they brought me on as ambassador. I'm now 15. I became the volunteer coordinator. And we go to so many schools of all ages, high school, middle, elementary, kinder, everything. And you know what I mean? And I share my story with them and kind of what I did to overcome it. And Dimitri shares his story because he still remembers that, which is crazy to me. And he shares his story and how he overcame it. And then we just come together and we're like, well, these are the tools we can give you, and we really hope you take them. And then, you know what I mean? And we give our social media out and we talk to them. And if they ever feel the need to contact us, they do. A lot of the times they do. And it warms my heart because I know they were listening. And I know that some kids, you can just see that they want to open up, but they can't.
They just need that
And
guide.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that I'm given the opportunity to even get to go to a bunch of schools and talk to kids of what I went through and how they can overcome it, because not everybody gets this opportunity.
No.
And my dad has told me, which has been really sticking to me lately, that opportunities come and go. Opportunities don't come all the time. They don't. So when they come, sometimes it's hidden, but when they come, you need to hold on to them, because you don't want to miss it and then be like, man, I missed my opportunity. Because what if you don't get that opportunity back? You know?
Yeah, take chances.
Right. Sometimes you have to take the risks and the sacrifices. Some are for the better and some maybe aren't, but we learn from it. And I definitely thank my mom and my dad for letting me be Buddha Bowling. Buddha Bowling is not only an organization, but we are a one big and strong family. We all come together, and you know what I mean, and we check in on each other once in a while, and I check in on my other ambassadors. And we call people who maybe are living in LA that are a part of our group, like Cassie Skirbo. She's our vice president, and you know what I mean, and she lives in LA, but she's still with us all the time. You know what I mean? We go in and out of LA to do some boulder bowling work out there, but we make sure that everybody feels included and that everybody does have a part and everybody has a purpose. And with the help of everybody, that's what makes Buddha Bowling what Buddha Bowling is today, and what Buddha Bowling will continue to grow as. Because as them teaching my generation, then my generation, as we get older, we will teach the next generation. And this has to do a lot with generations, because your example and your role is what teaches everybody else. And maybe you don't think that they'll take it, and you just, I don't know, like there's been so many assemblies that I've gone to and I'm like, those people totally weren't listening. But they were. They were. And they're paying attention and they're using it. And what's great to me is I've never had a problem with getting up on a stage and saying what I feel like needs to be said. I've never had a problem with getting on a stage at the last second and singing. Never in my life. Like, that's just me. You know what I mean? So it's so crazy that I have so much confidence, and I love the confidence I have. And I'm so grateful that I get the chance to help others and give others the confidence that I have, and just give them the light in the tunnel and help them get to the other side, and then they will help the others get to the other side.
It's the ripple effect.
Right. And it's
Own
so crazy.
the confidence and then share your confidence.
Right. 100%. Yeah. But Buddha Bowling, we're one heck of a family, and I love my Buddha Bowling family.
Oh, you guys are incredible. I've connected with like Diana a lot, and
Thank you. Yeah,
like
Diana is
so
our
sweet.
yeah, she's our new social media director. We have
Yeah.
Cassie Skirbo, who she was in Sharknado and Bring It
Yeah,
On.
I know. Well, I don't know officially know Cassie, but I've actually watched her in Make It or Break It, and I
She was
love
in Make
her
It or
in
Break
that.
It.
And then we're Badass Do-Gooder members
She
together.
was,
So
yes.
I haven't officially met her yet, but I can't wait to meet her in person.
Oh, she's amazing. She
Yeah.
is one heck of a woman. She's like a total package. You know what I mean? Like she sings, she dances, she's an activist, she knows she's an aunt, she's a cousin, she's a daughter. You know, like she's amazing. And
She's
I
one of many.
definitely think that with me being in the Buddha Bullying group, she is definitely one of the people who I've looked up to forever, ever since I barely started. I've always looked up to her and Dimitri, always, because you know what I mean. You can take one thing from Cassie. There's what's great about it is there's so many things that I have that a lot of people don't have, and there's so many things that other people have that I don't have. You know what I mean? So everybody brings something special, and that's why everybody is needed and everybody is used, because I've learned so much stuff from Dimitri that Cass doesn't have, and I've learned so much stuff from Cass that Dimitri doesn't have. You know what I mean?
I always say everyone has something to offer.
Oh, always.
Everyone has
Everybody is
something
special and
unique to
Everyone.
offer. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's the wonderful thing about Buddha Bullying, and they've recently started their one-on-one podcast, you know,
yeah,
where
I've
they
watched
bring in
a few episodes of that.
right, where they bring in people and they talk to them. And I don't know, like even during this pandemic, we really kept going. We tried our hardest.
It was done virtually, and it was just
yes,
amazing.
we actually we have 3 assemblies next week virtually again. We've been staying on this virtual grind. Not letting anything bring us down, especially during when quarantine started. We still kept working, and we still kept putting our minds together and kept keeping it going, because you can't just stop everything. Exactly. You can't. You just can't. You know what I mean? Going. Just because everything around you stops doesn't mean you need to stop. So, you know what I mean? And I definitely think that the reason why we're doing so good right now is because we didn't stop, and we didn't let each other stop. We kept going, and you know, we checked in on each other. Right. And you know, Dimitri tells me so many times, he's like, we never stopped during quarantine. We kept working, and you know, we kept going, and that's so amazing that like we didn't stop and we just kept going. And that's definitely has tied into the reason why the one-on-one series has been able to continue, and why our school assemblies have been able to continue, you know what I mean, and the checking in. And it's a tricky thing to do, but like we said, sacrifices, it's all worth it in the end, all of it. Exactly. So, yeah, that's a little bit about Buddha Bullying.
Well, I mean, like I said, everyone in Buddha Bullying is incredible. Dimitri for starting the foundation, it's just amazing. Cassie, you know, Vice President, you, Diana, like everybody in the team is incredible, and I hope to meet you all someday. I am actually planning a trip to California in May, so I definitely want to come see you in person. You
better. Yes, Dimitri lives down the street from me, so you better come visit us both.
I absolutely will. I'm coming. But we do have to go, unfortunately, or like I said, we've been talking forever. But everyone, thank you so much for coming on and just being a part of this conversation with us. Sylvia, you raised an amazing woman. I mean, she's not even a teenager, she's a woman. Anybody who can speak like that with like from your heart and just so much wisdom, I mean, where you are right now, where you're going is incredible. And just keep being a light, keep shining, keep doing what you're doing. And I thank you so much for coming on and talking.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so amazing. And thank you guys so much for tying in. And don't forget that if you ever need anybody to talk to, you can always visit the both of us.
Yes, for sure. And go visit and follow, support, donate to Buddha Bullying.
Right.
Buddha Bullying.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Solange, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.